Case in point. Bubsy 2. I repeat. Bubsy 2. Welcome. This is a different day. This is SlamJamMcCam. We're continuing our unfortunate adventures in Bubsy 2. Getting the game unmuted momentarily. I do not like it. Let's get you back down to like a suitable volume. Okay. Alright. There he is. This has been requested by Iron Chef X, I was just about to say. And we've been putting off the second go of this because, for those who don't know, game requests, once again on Twitch, use points. And you will get me to play 2 hours of game from a selected console, usually retro stuff. You know, stuff that's accessible. And this is the first request, because of course it is. I knew what I was in for. And we did an hour of this previously, and we're doing the second hour now. And now I'm stalling. There is no intent to beat this. We are going to serve our jail time in this one. And that's okay. Forget what the difference is here. Let's start on the second floor. Why the heck not? What does it matter? Logged into Twitch to download VODs of game strats. And came up with that. And yeah, I've been debating what I wanted to play all day today. I need more in my game requests so I can make a full stream out of it. But we'll just switch to Wii U or something after. Kind of want to get those other cars done in Cruising USA since I clearly never did them before. I need to push up, but I guess we're going in the castle. Oh, it's this one. See, like, there was a point of autopilot with this game last time. Alright, I'm sure I played horrendously, but it works when the game's horrendous. It's like that state of mind where you, kind of just zone out a bit to have a bit of an easier time with a bad situation. Yeah, man. Not saying we'll get to the request today. I was hoping to play something big today, but lay it on me and we'll see. Another 2 hours could be interesting. Something. But it's sheerly dependent, I'm telling you. If I'm like, look at it today and I'm like, yeah, I can do that today. Totally. Currently, game requests are only 3,500 user points. It's not too bad. Keeping it low cost for now. We'll probably increase that if my backlog gets too big. That's how economics work, folks. Guess. I don't know anything about economics, but I actually took it in university out of necessity, but not my thing. Especially the math involved. Oh, fuck those charts. Alright, so what I never did quite notice what health bars represent. Is that like, is it Doom style with his face at the bottom? Because that didn't change just there. Why'd we get hit again? God, I'm sick of hearing that. Oh wait, no, that's just someone else making that noise, I think. I think? Oh, sound waves. Might be Rampart Game Boy? Honestly, that version might be better. Been looking at Rampart versions to see if there's a better one I can do. Oh, his face did change. So that time we thought it... Okay, that might actually be right then. Okay, so yeah, when he's like cringing, like I am, he's, yeah. Alright, we're gonna call it 3:55 p.m. We're free from this nightmare. I mean, if you request a Conquest game anyways, it might just be for the best. I need to beat those ones. Might be Sonic 1 GBA. You've mentioned that. Oh, we got this mini game again. Alright. See if we can land this frog on the middle. Ah, buddy. Killing me here. Of course that's a sound effect. Alright, let's try and get this, oh, we got a purple frog. That's not gonna be far enough. Unless it comes back down around. Nope. Should have shot it where he was going to be. Futuram, I mean. I noticed today that a lot of my capture things are listed as Nintendo 64, also a reference to that exact same episode. So I like references. Apparently. Any conversation I can have to avoid experiencing this game in full. That's what I'm gonna do, but that's my normal shtick, so. Might pace yourselves a bit. I know this one's going to YouTube. So yeah. I don't know. Behind the scenes. Alright, we got the weird spinny thing. That was a lot of time. Just request it, man. I gotta make a Google Doc for this shit still. Show what games I've been through. So I like Google Docs, as we know. Band-Aid probably heals. I didn't pay attention to any of this last time. Yeah, the face is indeed. It's Doom style. It's just not the one on the bottom. I think it would at least be the one on the bottom. Like, why the fuck's the one on the bottom there? It's not a life counter, because that's also on the top, right? Get out of here. Oh my fucking lord. This is not one I've had previous experience with, mind you. There's a lot of stuff I've had experience with, particularly on the 64 and Super Nintendo, because like looking at the 64 library, it's actually really not that big. Just funny, you think how much the Saturn commercially failed more than it, and it's actually really got like almost the same amount of titles on it. Not really, I think it's like 480 to 280, but it's, you know. You'd be surprised how little the gap is compared to the sales records. Gotta find a game of quality. Yeah, you don't wanna throw those points away, you loosey goosey. Hell, if you give me something good that you like, I might actually play through the full thing. 2 hours isn't a given. 2 hours is my fail-safe because I know most of these are gonna be this vein of let's torture me. That's fine. Torture myself already, so we're good. Mind you, 5 minutes has gone by and I'm ready to be done. But we didn't do the full 2 hours, and I don't even remember why. It was... I don't remember why. What the fuck? What hit me? Bubsy? 2? Some point it'll be on Conquest. It's too far away to even consider that we might even get that far in Conquest. Remember, Conquest has had 2 failed restarts, arguably. Games don't get cleared very often. That first shot of 12 of us doing it for like 2 months was the best we ever had. Love to bring that back, but same time, there's a lot of more bullshit at this point than there was at the Super Nintendo launch. And for those who don't know, Conquest is the Super Nintendo shtick we did with Twitch and for Mo turned VGA now, where a bunch of us try and beat Super Nintendo games in the order that they were released. We share passwords, stuff like that. It's kind of fun. Oh my fucking... I'm trying to remember if I can beat a level in this dang game. The pathing of this is bullshit. What fucking... Alright, forgot that was a well. Shut up! Alright. Bubsy, that is. Shit. Like, it's partly laziness, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Bubsy is way down there. Even the first one? Because I think where we're at in Super Nintendo Conquest is like 1992 still, so we're only second year of releases at that point. Okay, what? Before I touch anything Super Nintendo, I really gotta remember to try and find the problem with the stupid flashing. The problem is I can't play a lot of Super Nintendo games when the invincibility frames are showing up in a manner on my emulator that's making it so it's only showing every other frame, which is usually I hit jump. It can be the invisible frame just repeatedly, meaning I don't see my character. Bubsy 1 is 188. That's depending on how much Conquest picks up, if it does again. At our original pace, that would only be a couple months away. So we did make it like 113 games in 2 months or something, mind you, so. Do we try the shmup again? Guess so. Do the shmup. Piss poor shmup. These screens that make no sense with these jokes that make so much cringe. Oh, it's a different shmup stage at least. Ah! There's too many things. There's too many things and too many people causing too many problems. Can I go through that? Checkpointing, guess? Okay, so we get checkpoints in this? Or is this the same shmup stage? It's starting to look like it. It's hard to tell if this game... A lot of the problems I have with, like, a lot of these failed platformer experiments back then is they don't really try to achieve the simple left to right idea that made Mario work. Especially on the Genesis Super Nintendo. I think this is the same level, by the way. Genesis Super Nintendo, it's more like a 2D maze with platformer elements, and it is really zoomed in this case, which can work in like Donkey Kong Country, but again, the Donkey Kong Country games don't have much verticality to them. Arguably Sonic does, to argue against me, but everything flows in Sonic, that's the difference, typically. With this, it's just kind of like figure out where to go and good luck. Oh, this might be a different stage. I really don't know. What the? Oh god, I thought I was trying to stay away from the blue thing. What am I going for? Is there an exit that I missed?
I'll be back.
I will take a good game, absolutely. I'll take anything, but... I'll probably put some rules on that if we run into it. Like, if people just kept requesting Bubsy 2 over and over again, we might have a duplicates clause, but for now we don't. Okay, can we... Oh, can we turn around? Like, what is the deal? Crusader of Senti Genesis. Okay. How many points does that leave you with, anyways? Probably got another 3,500 after the race last night, I would assume. If not, 7K again. Okay, what the fuck? Trying every button. Oh, we can turn the plane around. The fucking L button. Okay. Oh god, I don't think I've ever played a shmup that flies right to left. This feels weird. I've done vertical and I've done side-scrolling, but it's always left to right. I guess my favorite shmup, Super Earth Defense Force, goes backwards at the end, but you're still facing right. Okay. Well, that's gonna be fun. You got another 3,500, you got another 7K. Alright, this is actually, honestly, the shmup stages. If I were to call a type of stage my favorite, it's the shmup stages. That's a stretch, regardless. As far as stream plans tonight, we're either gonna flow right from this into Cruis'n USA or something Wii U. Or on the Wii U, at least. Or we're gonna take a break after Bubsy 2 and come back tonight with the same idea. Gotta kind of play whatever's hooked up, I feel, but... Oh, is that just... Okay. Okay. You're not saying? That's fine. It's fine. I like the mystery. Oh, I found it. Is that a stage beat? No freaking way. Time for some smoothie drink. Alright. 13 minutes, by the way. Fuck me. Is this not done? Like, what is going on? Okay. Favorite thing about this game is the marbles look nice. Nice with my texture filter. Oh god, I don't remember. Lives? Do I have enough? Where's my... Where can I sell lives? Oh, that's a joke. I don't know if I've ever seen a game where you can sell freaking lives. Can I sell everything else and buy lives? No. I don't know. We're good. Oh, I get seeds in my throat from this freaking smoothie. It's the problem with like more raspberries and stuff like that. Alright, so we beat a stage on floor 2 to boot. So I don't think that was the same one. The one we played was floor 1. With the 2-hour mark, though, I feel like it's enough to experience most given games from this era. Being that the game request is pretty retro-based. Like, the consoles there are pretty lenient. There's probably some weird-ass shit I left out, but that's because it's really obscure and stuff. Alright, so there's music notes, Satan's everywhere. Guitars in the background. Something about the 90s. See it more in the late 90s, but my god that they just go with weird shit like half the time. Like, the fuck was the Alice in Wonderland Disney one? No, that's way the hell before 90s, isn't it? I was gonna say. It's like, kind of what... I don't know, like, the 90s just feels like that, and like some of the shit I was seeing playing a lot of 64 recently. The What's Your Name song and the Rush games. For those who don't know, look it up. What's Your Name? San Francisco Rush. Anyone that played the arcade cabinet probably remembers that. Or the 64 version. The notes will play Cursed Africa eventually. Oh, God. I mean, we could do that, but I don't want my stream muted. I don't even know if that's close enough to the original Africa for Twitch to auto-detect. Okay, you know what? Maybe not be the rains down in Africa, but it's the shits out of the fucking flying penguins on a guitar background on top of a trumpet. Some of the shit from the 90s, you make sentences like that you never thought you'd say. Just saying. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the idea choices and the, like, style and quote-unquote edginess, it cracks me up, man. These all, yeah, they're all going contorted when I jump on them. Alright. I was gonna say, the other thing I was considering is I do own a Pokemon hack on Gameplay Fans. That one seemed pretty solid, actually, but it was just, like, super hard. Rather than, like, thematically giving everybody certain typings per area. It's like everybody has a variety of types. And everybody's pretty hard to beat, which is nice. It's a nice breath of fresh air, but Pokemon's a weird one for me where, like, it's the late game that really starts to get fun for me. Not the early game, necessarily, at this point, anyways, but... Oh, checkpoint, I think. Yeah, okay. Really a problem in this game telling what you can fucking stand on or not. Just saying, okay. This is some guides with the... What the... Guides with where to land on these music notes. I believe we call it Satan Africa, by the way, not Cursed Africa. There goes Zed's terminology, because he's the one that had to suffer. I mean, technically all of us that were there, but I was laughing my ass off pretty good. Hey, Johannes, how's it going? How's it die?
Keep it up, Jack. Keep it up.
Oh, fucking Bubsy. Alright. Almost a third of the way there. It's like a bad job. I'm clock watching, man. Try to have some continuity, beat this damn thing, or, you know, have some success at least, but... Living so moderately successful. Yeah, my buddy just had to get tested for COVID. Came back negative today. So that was the good news of my day. That was worrisome. Just been trying to figure out what I want to do stream-wise and stuff. I saw you streaming yesterday. I had you on silent while I was on a call for a couple hours, but looked fun, whatever it was. Darksiders. Then, of course, we were doing our race and shit on Chicago, but that was the map in the game. Fuck that map. Pillars everywhere. I had 3 drunk drivers in a row in a 2-lane section. May as well have been 2-lane. It's alright. God, I can't make it anywhere in this level. I developed this reflex when I started playing Overwatch. It started being really good for my health. Let me explain. It was called the I died, better take a drink. And I'm not much... I usually don't have much else to drink other than water, so... Overwatch, I die, take a drink of water. It was just like a reflex, right? Totally developed that reflex probably drank more enough water that I was supposed to in the day or whatever the heck. But I'm pretty sure most people don't, myself included. But I'm noticing that every time I die, it's like an excuse to drink smoothie right now. Fuck me. Stupid music, no shit. It has some design decisions I wouldn't have made. Is that Darksiders you're talking about, or Bubsy, or Cruisin'? Hell, did you even play Cruisin'? Most people did, it seemed like, so. I think everyone last night did. Darksiders. Yeah, like, that's one of those names I hear, right, but I've never played it. It's pretty bad for a long time at playing a lot of new releases. I'll get this bonus game. You know what? If there is a moment in this game I don't hate a lot, it's probably this bonus game. It's kind of cool. I'll give it that. How long were you going for last night? It must have been at least 4 or 5 hours. I still gotta find that longevity myself. I find it really hard. I talk too much. That's the main problem. Where the... Okay, I think we're running out of time. Okay. Oh god. Didn't play any of those. No kidding. Oh god. Fuck. Last night was only 3 hours actually. Really? Okay. Hey, we got run over, but we made it, I guess. I don't know what this armadillo wants. This game brings out my cynical voice automatically.
Another swine mech.
I spent all morning, not all morning, I spent 3 hours editing Cruise to USA this morning. Did not expect it like that. Ironically, like, usually I'll just use whoever's audio came out the best. That captured everybody pretty evenly. Usually out of 5 of us, there's one. Last night it was... Chef's is actually the best, but then Chef didn't record himself or something on his stream. It's like everyone was damn near perfect audio levels on Chef's stream. So I almost used that and then I realized I couldn't hear Chef. So we used Cyrus's, but then you can't hear Zed. I had to keep... It took forever because I had to keep... Every time Zed talked, I had to let go and crank the audio for a bit and then bring it back down. It took forever. Audio is always hard. Absolutely. Like I said, usually I've had mine good in the past. Oh, right. Yeah, mine's fine. Well, the problem was I forgot to turn on my sync delay for my capture card, and for some reason my capture card decided to be 5 seconds off. So the only way to get my reactions to my footage at the right time was to pick somebody else's footage. 5 seconds is way too much. If it was like 2, I can just like, you know, have fun and just like finagle it to like 1 second, and then everybody's like 1 second off in different directions, but like it's kind of not terrible. But yeah, unfortunately that's what I was dealing with this morning, so I was dealing with a lot of audio mixing, cutting Dave's coughs out, whatever, just like trying to make the quality good. And it's fine. Did what I could. Took 3 hours though for a 38-minute VOD, I think, in the end. Plus, cropping 5 people's footage on one canvas is always fun. But for those that don't know that already, we do the mediocre multiplayer races. We just did Cruise in USA. You see this on Twitch live right now or on YouTube. Actually, not right now. I finished editing. I gotta upload it. But by the time this is on YouTube, Cruise in USA race should be up. 5 of us raced through Cruise in USA. Just one run through on base cars. It's a fun time. We do races like that every now and then. Every Sunday, usually. Bunch of processing on my mic. It took a while to dial in. Yeah, I noticed my mic likes to change its own audio level, but thankfully when I boot up Streamlabs, I can see where the wavelengths are, and I know where I want them. So I was messing with that stuff, but right, we got these doors. That's what I'm missing. Oh, and now we're shmup. Okay. That's fine. This is... My preferred method of playing Bubsy 2 is in shmup mode, I guess. Alright. We took damage just to grab the bandage there. That was the plan. Alright, so let's see if this one's gonna want me to fucking turn around. Oh! Alright, well, shmup's done. That was a fun shmup. I always gotta play more shmups. I always want to, but I have a love-hate relationship with shmups because they're like very, like, I'm not very good at reactionary, I guess. So they're very much like a memory game for me. But once you have that memory down, like Super Earth Defense Force for me, fuck, I love shmups. But trying to learn them and like repeat the first few stages to see the fourth, for example, or something, it's just like, drives me nuts. Seen a bunch of stuff on the TurboGrafx 16 this morning, which I know has a bunch of good ones on it. It's always like what I wanted to play more TG16 for, but speaking of shmups, Darksiders has shooting segments, one of the dumb design elements I'd have purged. Yeah, that's one thing I never agreed with either. It's like how the Kirby games have like a random shmup at the entire end of the game. It's like you've had one style of gameplay the whole game. It's kind of hard to throw a different entire video game genre on someone. I always hated it as a kid with my favorite game, Donkey Kong 64, too. It's gonna show my age, but I hated it when they required you to beat the Donkey Kong arcade game with the control stick and everything before you could get into the one of the final doors of the fucking DK64 game. I hated it. Mostly because I didn't know how to deal with, not Pie Factory, but Springs? Forget the official name stages. But the stage that had the springs on it. Anyways. Like, I didn't know that I could... Like, I knew I was safe at the top of the ladder, but I didn't know, like, the springs... Like, you could find other little safe areas that would get you slightly closer to the final ladder. So that one mostly did me in. But they also gave you only one life to do it in. You had to beat it twice. So that was pretty much something that... If I ever almost broke a cartridge, it was over that shit, too. It just makes no sense to me on principle still, though. It's like, don't... That was one of the many collectibles that you did not need to get all of them. Why was that, of all things, suddenly something you had to do to beat the new game itself? It's pretty dumb. It's like, Super Mario Odyssey came out, and they're like, hey, you gotta beat Super Mario Bros. Not like, no, like Mario Bros, the frickin' arcade game, and you gotta get through that for like an hour before you can fucking finish Mario Odyssey. It just makes no sense from a design standpoint. And this is from a game I love too, so. Speaking of, there's so many DK64 reviews coming out lately, or like retrospectives. It's kind of interesting for me. So I knew I always liked it and others didn't usually, but it's interesting to see a lot of retrospectives, and I've seen them speak both favorably and not about it. I've actually been recording that one. It's just been a while since I've recorded it now, but as far as non-Twitch things go and YouTube things, I was doing a playthrough of DK64 on the N64. Which is a weird choice, because I do have the Wii U version, but I wanted to revisit the 64 one. I also wanted an excuse to do DK64 twice if I ever needed to, so I've been holding off on doing that one forever. So I've been doing YouTube for like several years now. Alright, so if we sell all this shit, we can actually buy lives. Alright, we beat a stage, by the way. That's a thing. Sure, I don't know. I don't really care. These are continuing shit anyways. I think this is better than I did last time on Bubsy too. Okay, so almost halfway through this halfway VOD. Is this anything? Is this weird purple zone with nothing? It's like redeeming nothing on Zed's channel.
Keep this under wraps.
Mummy Dearest. Oh boy. Keep this under wraps? Ahaha. I get it. Ya dumb little Bubsy. Oh, do we just start in a door? What? What is this design choice? Like, okay, but what was with the pit that you could go through solid appearing ground? Best to not question it. Alright, well... Trickier things is to commentate through something. I always find it's easier with something I enjoy, but these can be interesting too. At least we're not... You know what, I'll give it the fact that we're not stuck in a repetitive necessarily stage or anything. Right, fuck it. Remember that as soon as it happened, but oh my god, dude. We're not stuck in like the same level because we can choose literally any of the levels. That's kind of nice. It's like when I play Mega Man. Just never beat any of the stages, but at least I have 9 to choose from. I suck at Mega Man. And X. I think I beat a stage in X before, though. Maybe. If I even played enough of X to do that. Oh, and we can drown. I was gonna say, with Darksiders having the shmup, though. I remember Jade Empire had that as well. I think Cyrus actually played there recently. Which, I think... No, I sold that. A lot of my original Xbox collection, I sold off whatever I could buy on PC. For the most part, anyways. There's ones on there I was actually thinking about playing, like Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. I want to revisit, but... It has a better, updated version. But sometimes it's just like, I don't know if I want to spend the money. I've been finding revisiting a lot of stuff, too. It's like... Some stuff is, indeed, best left in the past in your memories. Because did my GameCube stream the other day playing Day of Reckoning. That was pissing me off. It's like, I love those games, but I'm glad I didn't do a full playthrough of it and just did some random matches, because, my god. Yeah, Jade Empire had some sort of mandatory shmup. And that's weird, right? Because it's like, I forget when it takes place. But it's like feudal Japan, I thought, so now I'm thinking about it. But it did have a shmup. I don't remember too much about it. I never beat the game. My brother sold it before I could because he beat it. That's not fun for me. But like, yeah, there was a shmup after some sort of cave system, and you had some dude that you hated that was betraying you in a cave or some shit. That's how vague I remember this. All of a sudden, there's a shmup to escape or something. It's a fictional depiction. Yeah, it's China. Should know that as a Chinese history student. But, well, I mean, not that that's Chinese. Anyways. But, yeah. Alright, that was interesting. Imperial China. Jade Empire didn't age well? Yeah, maybe that's one I better leave in the past. I know Dave was playing it recently, but... I don't know, though, because I liked Knights of the Old Republic upon revisits several times. Graphically didn't. See, I remember booting up Jade Empire after going through Knights of the Old Republic. Because that's what the order shit came out in. I remember us buying it in that order. But, like, I was immediately, like, turned off because I don't like action RPGs. And I forgot Jade Empire was. I was hoping it was, like, Western RPG, like, kind of D&D dice roll style, like, behind the screen, like Knights of the Old Republic was. But, like, then again, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 are probably my top 10 video games of all time. Those are fantastic. Oh, shit. Don't like Zelda SNES? Like the first one or the second one? I mean, either way, I haven't actually played a ton of Zelda, to be honest. On any platform. I finally started playing Zelda on the 3DS, because it was the only good game out, Ocarina 3D Remake. And, then after that, I played Breath of the Wild. I have touched an hour or two of a bunch of the other Zelda games. Oh, and I also played Oracle of... I can never remember which. Seasons? Or Ages on Game Boy Color for probably 4 hours. Don't even remember it at this point. I remember liking it. Oh, Link to... Yeah, sorry, I didn't see him say SNES. Link to the Past. Yeah, again, I rented the Game Boy Advance one once. Enjoyed about a rental's time period of it. But that was weird where I rented like Pokemon Emerald and Zelda on GBA in the same week, so I ended up getting hooked into Pokemon Emerald. Didn't play much Zelda. I liked what I played, but... Oh, actually, the other funny thing with Link to the Past, and here's the Canadian showing, but it's the only cartridge or game I ever had like this, but we inherited Link to the Past from my uncle with a ton of other games. And our copy was completely, unchangeably in French. So we never bothered with it because it was in French and we couldn't figure anything out. There's such a strange thing to me. I've never ran into that issue. Not Minish Cap. There was I swear there was there not a Link to the Past like remake on GBA? So I'm almost certain that's what that was. When I first started my YouTube, Zelda's a big thing I plan to cover because my whole thing I was planning to cover is playing games I didn't like that were good that I haven't played before. A lot of blind playthroughs. But I found it. I did Chrono Trigger, which was great. I did Kirby Superstar, which was good. I tried with some other ones, but I just found my commentary came a lot more naturally to games I knew really well. So I kind of dropped that gimmick and just kind of do them now and then, but yeah. Actually, I played a bit of Minish Cap too, because I'm 3DS Ambassador program. Yeah, my relationship with Zelda's weird, but that's just my attention span showing too. Got a bunch of shit kicking around. I played Minish Cap on a flight once home from Calgary, which is just an hour. Intending to keep going with it, but again, I have Wind Waker HD on the Wii U. One thing we could cover, the Wii U's plugged in, but shit. Yeah, it's weird. I think I've actually touched most of the Zelda games, but not played, I wouldn't say. There's even Ocarina 3D. I remember it was one of those situations where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna rage quit at the Water Temple. I'm gonna persevere and get through the Water Temple. I did, and I stopped playing after the Water Temple just because attention span happened. Oh, stop burning on the candle, dude. Oh, there's an extra life. I can just farm there probably. Fuck, I don't understand this layout. Zelda's a good thing I can cover for sure, though. Still an option. I think Jivey was covering what's the other 64 one? Blind a while ago. Yeah, is it? I'm not sure if I'm wrong or not, but I swear I played Link to the Past on Game Boy Advance on a rental. Yeah, I'm questioning it myself because I would figure people would be talking about it more probably if they did, but wait, wasn't there a lookup sort of gimmick here? Yeah, okay, there we go. That's what I'm missing. Freaking invincibility frames. I think it's fine on the feed for you guys though. I forget. Pokemon's another one I want to cover a bit more of. Like, that's another weird thing to my attention span. I've never actually finished a Pokemon game until Pokemon Pearl, like 5 or 6 years ago. And then, sorry, I finished Sun as well, which is interesting because I played like Red and Blue even a lot. Been playing them forever, but just never finished one. Attention span shit. Sometimes I have really weird shit like that. Like when I first played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on a revisit in like 2010, I used to watch my brothers play it all the time for the record, but like never could get past Terrace myself. When I got older, it's in high school, I played I think we're in the same spot here, fuck me. I played the Xbox version that we had kicking around of Knights of the Old Republic. Got all the way to the final dungeon and loved every second of it, and then just stopped playing. No worries, no worries. I know that feeling. Was trying to download everybody's VODs last night and still watch their streams. It wasn't working out great. Where do we need to go here, game? Going in circles. Bubsy's got the angry face that he's about to die on. You know, it's not a good time. Good news is we only have 20 minutes left of this, roughly. Okay, sheep. Okay, those are the ones making the weird fucking noises. Looks like it's Bubsy. Bubsy doesn't have that voice though. That's too deep pitched for him. I don't know how many times I've talked about my shitty attention span though, but it's killed me on YouTube and Twitch a bit too. But I've kind of just accepted it that I just most variety of varietyness for me. It's almost like I gotta juggle like 6 things at once, and maybe I'll finish 2 of them. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost the better way to go. Bubsy or Possum? I am thankfully trying to remember what Awesome Possum sounded like and can't, so it's a good one. Jersey Devil? Oh my god. What about Jersey Devil? Were you there for that race? Fuck, that was a mistake. Got a good ways through that one, but it's enough to know I don't need to finish it. Those are different. Those are definitely different. Oh, I got a flyer. I'm gonna super die. Holy fuck, where do I need to go? Love these games. Probably still thematically one of the better stages. I don't know. I'm trying to grasp at straws for praise. Camera goes at a different speed as him. Everything goes too fast either way. Fuck this. Why can't I just do the spin dash shit underneath the bird? I don't understand that either. It's like they put the Sonic spin dash in on attack after you land on things, but you still have to Mario things by landing on top of them. It's really weird to my brain, especially when I'm like talking about other shit and just continuing. Curious now, what about Jersey Devil? Is that one you played too, or did you see the race? I think, what was it, Chef? Was it you that found out the PlayStation or looked up the amount of PlayStation games there was, and there was like 2,000? Or is that Dave? Either way, I had no idea the Genesis or the frickin' PlayStation had so many fucking games. Like, I knew it stayed in support for a long ass time, especially for sports games, but my god. I think it was 94 to 2006, if I'm not wrong, or something bizarre in official support. Basically, Sony kept supporting 2 consoles at once, and still do, I think. It's a good question if there's still PS3 games coming out. I don't think so in this case. What happened? We were trying to talk about other possible conquests feasibly. Not that we're starting one anytime soon, but it's like, I don't think there's another library I'd want to do other than Super Nintendo. It's far too much, like, there's definitely bad shit on the Super Nintendo, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of bad shit on, like, a lot more shovelware and stuff. Especially in a library of 2,000 on the PlayStation, I'm certain. Same with the 64, would just have a lot of jank for half of those 280 games. Or is it 300? I don't know. Half of the games, and you know what I mean? Like, NES would have far too much bullshit. Hard crap on, I think, 800-900 games. Like, it's just the libraries are fucking huge on almost everything else. Super Nintendo is kind of that perfect choice, I feel. Game Boy, again, like 1,000. Genesis, again, 1,000. Just look at Sharpie. Sharpie's already doing that. Yada, yada, yada. Where the fuck? Just, can we die from that? Or can we just burn this guy? You know what? I don't mind this. I don't mind this. This might be my new preferred way to play Bubsy. Just let him suffer. You get me? You understand. Got a clock ticking down. Alright. I thought I'd take fall damage from that. Fuck. Is that any checkpoint? Are we somewhere new finally? No, we aren't. What the? 32X library. You're right. That would be... I would be willing on that one, probably.
Bye-bye.
It's probably... What is that? 56 games, and still probably half of it's jank, but no more jank than some of the jank on Super Nintendo. And then there's some pretty solid games on there, too, I think, so... At least 8 of those games would be fun. People are going to point to Doom, but, man, like, that's just episode 1 of Doom. That's perfect for me. Episode 1 of Doom is, like, what I enjoy about Doom. At least on revisits now. Still got a lot of 64 games I need to cover on stream, like Doom 64, speaking of which. Most of the 32X library is playable. You know what? You might be onto something. I almost would rather do that than the Super Nintendo one, to be completely honest. .32X library might not have a single game I'm really interested in playing. What's your go-to genres usually, Johannes? You're more like RPGs and stuff, right? I don't know. Any fighting game is gonna be shit to me, Chef. So even if that's a shitty Mortal Kombat, I just don't enjoy fighting games. Except Killer Instinct. I grew up with that one. It's the only reason. Afterburner and Space Harrier. I'm pretty sure Afterburner took Sharpie. People are saying it's one of the top timed games he's played for the Genesis thing, which his thing includes 32X and Master System, I believe. Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Yeah, you're more strategy RPGs, right? See, I'm pretty flexible, I realize, with most genres. It's hard to pick out a favorite. I like platformers. I like, definitely like strategy, too. I've got like a 6-year file of XCOM going at this point. Gotta get back to that. Fucking love XCOM, though. Played my first Fire Emblem game on the Switch. That was a good purchase. Free Houses. Want to stream that, too. RPG strategy simulation. Yeah, I love a lot of that stuff actually too. Like I said, I'm pretty good at enjoying most genres. I love I think one of my favorite things actually is simulation, like think of that, like SimCities, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Grew up on SimCity 2000 and Roller Coaster Tycoon, SimCity SNES. I fucking love, if that's the kind of game you mean and you haven't tried City Skylines yet, that's a phenomenal SimCity, like, spiritual successor. Oh my god, I've got 100 hours in that or so. With a few expansion packs. I don't even know what this game, guys. We're going in loops. I might have to, like, just boot up another level. Like, what am I missing here? I know I'm not super paying attention, but... Yeah, I'm trying to determine. I think it's just fighting games I don't play. I play sports games, even hockey, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Platformers. Oh, the adventure ones, like point and click adventure. Not a lot of those under my belt, if at all. Just edutainment ones from being a kid at school, mostly. Wish City Skylines is online. They probably didn't want to touch online after the SimCity 2013 debacle. That was pretty bad. Actually, I did enjoy SimCity 2013 when it became playable, but it was still a lot of problems glaring it in the face. We do the pirate stage. Still playing SimCity 13? That's fine. I honestly think it got a worse rap than it deserved. Well, no, it deserved it, but like, if you try and visit it now, it's pretty fun. Even if you just play single player and try to like have each little town supply each other with whatever. Like, that kind of part was fun. You're right, I would love to see something like that in City Skylines, but for the most part, I think those simulation kind of games are like not really a multiplayer game for me. Like, it's nice to have the option. But it's usually my, like, I'm tired, I'm not really talkative, and I'm just gonna chill out on my own sort of thing with probably a TV show and this background noise. Like, that's what I usually do with City Skylines. I've had so many good cities in City Skylines now. Like, oh man, it's a good one. Thinking about that one a lot lately, too. Revisiting all this retro shit, but like all this newer stuff from 2010s and beyond, at least. That I do enjoy, like XCOM, like City Skylines, that I gotta get back to. City Skylines kind of thing, though, I feel like I've logged my time in it. I know I will log more, but if I ever didn't log more time in it, I definitely got my money's worth already, you know what I mean? Back in Music Land. Back in Music Land. Not in a good way. Just imagine, though. What am I imagining? Game that's not this? Sounds like a life I do want to live. Ooh. 2 extra lives. Well, how do you do, Bubsy 2? Was that your shtick? Give me 2 lives because it's Bubsy 2. No. This does remind me of, if anyone played Sonic Advance 2, they had that music plant level. It's pretty fun. All of that's way better. Those games had their own problems, mind you. Mainly, like, everything was a fucking island with death pits. Felt like. Still solid, mind you, but never beat it. City Skylines user-generated countries. That would have to be one of those mods that expands the world size, because even though like City Skylines is I want to say 18 times bigger than a SimCity 2013 map, if not more. Yeah, like the problem with City Skylines, I think, is it's very processor heavy, and that's still my processor's still like 2012. It's the weakest part of my computer. Bought it in 2014, but like i5 3570K or something like that. I think that's the numbers. I think I got them right. It's definitely the weakest part of my rig still. But I've been holding off on that one because that requires basically that comes attached. From what I understand, that comes attached to getting a new motherboard and new RAM. Because getting a new motherboard, now we're on to what, DDR4 RAM, and I'm still using DDR3, of which I have like 24 gigs. So SimCity 4 is the last one you played. I never played 4. I didn't do a ton of 3000 either. I did a shit ton of 2000. We did have 3000 borrowed at one point, I remember, and I do have it on GOG now, but it's hard to go back to it when you have better options. Could appreciate the charm of 3000 for sure, though. Okay, that took forever to fucking... Oh my god. Can we get out of here? Oh, fuck, we're down here again? Take it back, I hate this minigame. God, work! Fuck, man. 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left. Oh, fuck. Alright.
Go for Baroque.
Sax, drums, and rock and roll. Okay, Bubsy. Okay, Bubsy. Flying penguins. This game's making me crazy. Well, I'd rather talk about anything else. At least I could say I've played this game. I get it. It's fine. Shut up, Bubsy. Still nice to shoot the shit, even if it's Bubsy too. Shooting the shit's fun. Always. Especially these days. Pretty much go on a walk or two every day. And call up pretty much everyone in my family. It's just what you do these days. Or stream. Which I was already doing, just not nearly this often. Like weekly or bi-weekly at best. Now we're pretty much daily. Just awesome, don't get me wrong. Shut up, Bubsy. Just take a hit. It's like my mind would almost rather not see the enemies and just see the platforms at this point, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm just not giving a shit. For that, I apologize, but it's this game, man. What do you expect when you give me this to play? Fuck. It's better than Awesome Possum. It's better than Awesome Possum. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's better than Awesome Possum. If I had the game at Infinite Continues, it would have been a lot more race viable, but at least we haven't raced this. We raced Awesome Possum, though. Thanks, Dave. It's fine. We get games like that every now and then. It's probably the worst one we played. I beat a fucking level. Fucking right, we did. Oh, again, this game's just bringing up my cynicism. Three levels completed on one continue? Is that for real? Have we actually done that well? Guess that's only natural I'd learn at some point in this game. Also buying lives like clockwork. These are marbles, are they not? They're just yellow for some reason now. Let's buy 5 lives. Oh, buddy. We ain't gaming over before this prison sentence is over. 3 stages beat on floor 2, I might add. Bubsy 2 expert here. I guess we gotta beat all these before. No, I didn't want to go back there. I didn't press up, I swear. I don't want to do this.
Nothing can stop me now.
Is there a way to exit stage? No. Start, select start? No. Fuck this shit. Oh my god. Alright, it's 6 minutes of this. Whatever. The game can't even time us out. We'll be fine. It's gonna get stuck in an infinite loop eventually. It's fine. By the time we get there, it'll take us 6 minutes. Kind of vaguely remember all this. I'm so loosely paying attention to this, though. At least the candles don't, like, hurt. It doesn't seem like... Well, considering I burnt him on the candle for, like, an hour earlier. I would say so. I'm so lazily playing this now. I did have some bad games myself. I have the Home Improvement Super Nintendo cartridge and had it growing up. I also had Batman Forever. I still have that. For my Super Nintendo games. I might have sold that one. Because obviously I did. That's fine. We kept Home Improvement. That's what matters. Nothing wrong with Batman, the Super Nintendo Batman Forever. It's not... Honestly, like myself, don't think it's as bad as people say. There's one reason, because there's a practice mode that's basically a tournament fighter. Which makes it very much its gameplay style there. It's got good aesthetics, it's got good sounding music. Its control scheme is highly questionable. And, I don't know, it's not terrible otherwise. I actually have videos of myself playing that with my friend way back on my YouTube. Like 360p, I think. AVGN bandwagon hate. You know what? I do agree with that to an extent, like I said, but I'd like to know what you found redeeming about it. I like it was pre-rendered too. It looked pretty okay with that shit, I remember. You're excited about, like, yeah, the fighting game controls in it? Yeah, I think he definitely criticized that, because that could totally work. It's not like they were hard to beat, the enemies, you know what I mean? Like, they may have taken a lot of hits, but some of the levels are cool. He is very valid on his control scheme thing, because that's true. It was like selecting up and shit for the grapple that you need to go in necessary spots. Like, you're not gonna, like, I would say you're not gonna figure some of that shit out, but we totally did growing up, so maybe you do. Picking up today, maybe not. Oh no, I don't like this spot. I'm surprised anyone else played that. It's just one I happen to have. I used to. I don't see it here anyways. I did purge my Super Nintendo library. Like, it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not a good game. It's just not terrible, I guess. I don't know what to say about it, man. Not just agreeing with you for the sake of it. I was actually gonna defend it a bit. I actually remember someone quoting AVGN pretty much word for word when they criticized that game. Someone younger than me too, so it's like, you know, they didn't touch it, they're just taking the reviewer's opinion on it. It's like, yeah, okay. Not the best thing to do, but whatever. People do it all the time now. I noticed that when Ukulele came out, and I had no idea what reviewers were saying, and I was enjoying it pretty good. But people were coming to me and making fun of me, and they're like, oh, Donkey said this. I don't even know who Donkey is, honestly, but I didn't hear the end of what Donkey thought of the new game I purchased and backed and everything for, like, the entire time I was playing it. And it was not, like, I don't know. I like DK64, man, so maybe that's why I liked it, but I definitely like Ukulele. Brother liked it. Seems very divided whether or not people liked it, but Yeah, you can't really take... One thing I've learned for sure is you can't really take what a reviewer says as your own opinion, at least. You can use it to, like, shy away from something. But that kind of shit where, like, people were just, like, telling me the game's bad because Donkey said so. It's like, again, I don't even know who Donkey is, and... What was his basis? I've watched some reviews, don't get me wrong. I understand what people are saying, but... Gotta form your own opinions. I still haven't actually finished the game either, but that's just my shit attention span. It's also kind of ruined for me. Getting bombarded with all that shit. I remember I made my own review of Ukulele on Steam or whatever. I gave it like a 7.5. It was, it's got its problems, but it's no banjo and it's no DK64, but, you know, for me it goes DK64, banjo, ukulele. And I'm very happy ukulele exists. Plus that new side-scroller one they made did quietly have a lot of success, so it's very interesting how that worked out. Maybe people just really didn't want that return to 3D collectathons. I don't know. I can't make too much sense of it myself even still, but... Believe me, I tried for a while, and then I realized it's just not my place to care what other people's opinions are of games when I realized that mine are different in a lot of ways. Already, especially. I am in loops here, and our time's up. Our time's up. Our time's up. No more Bubsy 2. No more Bubsy 2. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn. More Bubsy 2? I don't think there's a stage I haven't covered in Bubsy 2, even in 2 hours, because it had that stage select business. Just trying to figure out what I want to do for the rest. I think we might do the second stream tonight and come back with something else. Probably Wii U. Probably finish those Cruis'n USA paints. Or just have a bit of variety on the Wii U. But Crusader of Century. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 of those games in one day. Said I've got a lot of shit I want to play. I'm sure I'll like it. I'm going to look stuff up on it, but I think we're going to take a break for sure. But thanks everybody for coming out. Johannes Chef. Garrett. We're going to find somebody to raid if anybody's even going yet. We're pretty early for most people to be streaming. I think Brax is going. No? Brax is done. Jivy's going. Have fun on Jivy's stream, guys. See you later.